Hi there, this is Glenn Gross, and I'd like to give you another quick little trumpet lesson aimed at jazz players. And I want to talk about chord arpeggios for a minute. So we're going to start on the lowest note of the horn, which is an F sharp or an E concert. We'll just call it F sharp. And we're going to gradually go up the chord. So we're going to start with F sharp major, just a triad. And then when we can add the seventh on top of that, now we can add the ninth. And then we can add the 11th. And now we can add the 13th. And then above the 13th is another root up high. By the way, this makes a perfectly good lip calisthenic. I think as good as lip slurs. Once you learn the fingering, you can just play it over and over again, 8 to 16 times in one breath, as Herbert L. Clark probably would recommend, at a soft dynamic. And it teaches you to use the air and a lot of other good things. But we're going to talk about how to think of it. So on the bottom, we're thinking of it as an extended F sharp 13 chord. Okay, but suppose we thought of the second note, the A sharp. We think of that note as the root. Then what chord do we have? We have actually a B flat or A sharp minor seventh chord. So that minor seventh chord, based on the third of the scale, is contained within our extended 13th chord. So from that we know that A sharp minor seventh is a perfectly good substitute for F sharp 13, major 13. And the reason is that we're not going to be playing the bass note. We want to let the bass player do that. So it makes sense we would want to camp out on those upper partials more. Okay, so then if we add the next note, we can think of that as a ninth chord, a sharp or B flat minor ninth chord. And then up above that, a sharp or B flat 11th chord, minor 11th chord, and then on top of that, that F sharp on top compared to the B flat is the 13th. Flat 13th, I think. But anyway, you can see what I'm getting at. Any note really could be considered the root. You could respell the chord so that any note was the root, and therefore it's perfectly cool to think about this as a B flat chord or A flat concert rather than simply a F sharp chord or G flat chord. But we can continue the same principle up. So if we go, we can think of the chord that's based on the C sharp or D flat and continuing that chord up within the arpeggio. We find that that is a major seventh chord. So sure enough, we have a D flat major 7 or a C sharp major 7 contained within the F sharp major 13 chord. And finally, if we go to the 7th of the F sharp chord, major 7th is an E flat concert. Then we have an E flat. If we continue that up, that E flat, the chord based on the upper partials of the low F sharp extended 13th chord, is an E flat minor 7th. And if we add the F sharp on top, that would be a flat 9 bass or sharp 1. So the whole chord together contains many different chords. So if we play it, we're getting a lot of benefit of just hearing them all at the same time. And of course, you want to do this in all keys. So you can take it up a half step, And it makes sense to add each chord tone one chord tone at a time like this. I like to add the sharp 1 or flat 9 up on top because it sounds natural with the upper partials of the chord. And it also leads to some cool ways to modulate if you want to use this in the middle of a tune where the chords are changing faster than in a modal tune. All right, so I hope you like that. And it's just a brief presentation of extended harmony based on playing the arpeggio. So just because it's a little more challenging on the trumpet than it is on some other instruments, doesn't mean that we shouldn't be practicing these extended arpeggios, and I think they make great lip slurs. And so on. So I hope that is helpful to you, and please feel free to leave comments underneath this video. Let me know what you like or what you don't like, and I'll try to keep these instructional videos coming. Have a great day. This is Glenn Gross saying peace out.